Hello everybody, this is Marty on Sailing Vessel Kudos. This is what it's all about, at least it is for me. Getting out, gentle winds, wind at your back, following seas, nice gentle ride. Unfortunately, so far this trip, this part was short-lived. Most of the rest of it was either motoring, as you'll see, or in dense fog and nasty seas with the wind right on my nose. So again, motoring, but banging into it. I hope everybody enjoys the video. And this is where it started. Almost $600 worth of food, and then where to put it all. Fortunately, I did get it put away. And away I go after getting another couple of $100 in frozen groceries and got them stored in the boat also. Corinne from Batwater Station came down early this morning and helped me untie and get away from the dock. And then she got up on top and took a couple of pictures. Great place to be, good friends, and I'm glad I met them and was able to stay there. I'll probably be coming back here for a little while this winter. Since I'm renting out my house, I will probably end up staying with my mom because they don't allow liveaboards at their marina here. This is Bradbury Slough, Puget, Oregon, outside of Clatskanie. Well, everything's running straight through and normal. Beautiful, calm morning. High tide, so I can go down the Bradbury Slough. Light breeze out of the west, I'd say 5 knots tops. That's the old dock I used to be at. Too shallow for Kudos though. Batwater was an awesome place to be. Some good friends. Good times. And now entering the main channel of the Columbia River. What a beautiful morning. Bradbury Slough, Puget back that direction. I'll get the dinghy on deck tonight. You don't want to leave it sitting in the davits when you're in the ocean. It's kind of strange. You got some buoys out here. I have no idea what they're for. Several of them, I count. Oh, jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bumpers, buoys, whatever you want to call them, hanging out there. I wonder what that's for. Anyways, about ready to turn downstream and head into the mighty Columbia River. Washington over there, and Oregon, and port westward back this way. Now that I'm down past Cathlamet, Juana, and Skamakaway, I'm coming up on the Dredge, Oregon. This thing works all year round, keeping the river deep enough, usually a 50 to 55-foot depth for all the shipping that goes up and down the river. Through large pipes and pumps, it pumps the sediment up onto the islands and stuff. And that's what's created a lot of them and why they continue to grow. And this part of the river is Pillar Rock, Altoona, and there's an old fish cannery over there on the Washington shore. Wow, an actual U.S. registered ship. Ohio, out of Jacksonville, Florida. Arrived in Astoria, just flew downriver, a little over 5 hours. Anyways, got a dock there in the mooring basin, and main project was getting the dinghy on deck, which I did. And then the outboard bracket wouldn't fit the outboard anymore with the extra solar, so I had to remodify that and do all that over again, but I got it going. Left Astoria the next morning, and as you can see, so much for the sunshine. A little breezy, and heading out towards the Columbia River Bar. That's Astoria there behind us. Outgoing tide, so the bar is going to be a little sloppy, but nothing we can't handle. Getting closer to Columbia River Bar, there's what they call the A Jetty, and in the background, in the fog there, you're going to see Cape Disappointment, and out that way is the bar somewhere. So far so good. It's not too terribly bad weather-wise, but I'm not liking the fog thing. Just got to deal with it. Get over the bar and hopefully maybe get outside and it'll get sunny. Unfortunately, that was wishful thinking. I didn't see land again until I got to Nia Bay. I ran all day and all night. It wasn't a lot of fun. Not huge seas, but 4 to 5 feet. But the problem was is they were 4 and 5 seconds apart, which that means the stern of Kudos is in one wave pushing the nose down as the next one plows into us, dropping the speedway back and giving a very uncomfortable ride. It was solid fog, 100 yards to maybe half-mile visibility the entire trip, so I didn't film anything. And here you see me coming in around the corner into the Straits of Juan de Fuca, Nia Bay in the distance there, and that is the first sign of sunshine and land I'd seen in the entire trip. Kind of disappointed. I was hoping to see the Washington coastline. Now I'm pulling into the bay at Nia Bay. Nice area and nice anchorage. The only problem is you got to keep an eye out for all the crab pot buoys. Make sure you don't anchor on top of one of them or set yourself up in a position where you're going to get tangled up with them if the wind shifts. Running the boat by yourself comes with challenges, running back and forth, but it's not too bad. Kudos has got autopilot, so it'll keep it steered straight for me anyways. Here you also see the new dinghy is bigger than the other one. It's wider and longer. And with my positioning of the generator and fuel tank and such on the deck, it makes it pretty tight to get around up on the foredeck. So I ended up resting that day because I didn't get any sleep hardly at all through the night. And the next day I ended up moving the generator and fuel tank, gas tank that's on deck, and swapping places with them, which should make quite a bit more room on the front deck and make things more accessible. The reason you put the dinghy on the deck like that when you're at sea is if it's in the davits and you do take a wave over the stern, it'll rip the davits and the dinghy right off the boat. Obviously doing a lot of damage, and then you're going to lose your dinghy, and which is basically your car when you're living like this. So that's something I had to work out. But I think I got it figured out now. Things should work a lot better next time. Here I'm getting out the anchor snubber. Kudos has 335 feet of chain. I'm anchoring in about 25 feet of water, so I believe I put out about 150 feet of chain. And then you run about a 30-foot long piece of nylon rope with a hook on it to grab the chain, so the boat actually hangs on the rope and not the chain. That way you don't have a metal-to-metal solid connection, and which makes a lot of noise and also jars the boat all the time. The nylon rope gives a lot of stretch. It's being like you're anchored to a rubber band. As soon as I get all this set and hooked up and adjusted properly, then I come back to the cockpit, give it about 2,000 RPM in reverse to make the anchor dig in and make sure it's going to hold. If you're in a bad bottom or a bad area, you can actually drag the anchor, and that's not what you want to do in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. There is an anchor alarm app on my phone, so if the boat does move over a certain distance, it alerts me. But best thing to do is do it right the first time, and then you don't have to worry about it. Lifting and moving the generator and the fuel tank, changing places on deck with them, using the halyards and a snatch block and some lines, so I don't have to lift all that weight, which too much for me, and then over to the fuel dock. All tied up at the City of Port Angeles docks. Nice docks, by the way. Plenty of water, about over 20 feet. Kudos is all nestled in there and secure. Nice and calm. Once in a while when a ferry or a tug goes by, it'd rock a little bit, but not much. Also, there's some pictures here, and I hope you can make them out. There's just millions of these little fish in the water, and I couldn't figure out what they were. They're everywhere. And I finally figured it out. I think they're herring. They're about 2 inches long. Ten knots of wind, doing about 4.5 knots. Not in a hurry, heading for Port Townsend. I need some supplies, some sealer. My butterfly hatch has got a couple of little drips in it. And my brand new laptop, the power cord adapter thing isn't working, so see if I can find some sort of a universal whatever to do that. Anchored up outside Port Townsend. A bunch of other boats out here too. I checked the pricing on the marina. Transient moorage, $85 a night for Kudos. Yeah, I think I'll anchor. Beautiful day though. But I gotta say, I'll be glad to get out of here and get a little farther away from civilization once I get a couple of things done.